Hi there, and welcome to this Zenario tutorial on how to add writer profiles to your news content type. So what does that mean? So when you have a news article, or it could be a blog article, on your Zenario site, you might well be displaying news at the moment, both as listings and as individual articles, but what you want to do is enable a writer profile so you can have a bit of information about each writer and not have to enter that every single time. So here's a simple site that I've got set up already, and on this home page here I've got my main content area here, and I've got a content summary list in this right hand box, and if you open the slot inspector you can see this is a content summary list and it's showing news articles on the list. I can click through to any one of these articles and see the news article itself, and the structure of this is set up such that I've got the meta information showing here, and this happens to be the date and the title, and then I've got the article specific information here. So this first slot is a plugin that's on the layout, and if you see in the slot inspector I need to go to the layout mode in order to edit its settings, and then once in the layout mode you can see that it automatically shows the content item's title and it automatically shows the content item's release date. Okay, so when I make a new article and I enter those things, then they automatically get pulled through to here, and then I get to edit the rest of the article in here where I've put some lorem ipsum text and an image. Okay, so how do you enable writers? So what you will need to do is go into Organizer, have a look first of all in your content items panel, and here for example are my news articles, a couple of test articles, and then look at the settings for the news articles. Okay, and let's go over here, and in the settings for news articles you can see that enable writer profile is currently not enabled, so I'm going to enable that, switch that on and save. Okay, coming back now to this panel, you'll see at the bottom I've got writer profiles. So if I come in here, here's where I can create some profiles of people that write articles. There's none at the moment, so I'll click Create. I can now select either an administrator or an external writer. The easy thing, of course, is to select an administrator, and if you want to put your own details, you can automatically put it there. You can choose to let it leave your name and email address, or you can remove stuff if you don't want it. You can put an image there. I'm going to put an image of me, maybe not me, and I can type some profile information. So Tony is a lead author on this site, and of course you can format this information as you wish. Okay, so here's my first writer profile, and I'll create another one. I'll just show you what it looks like when you select external writer. This is for somebody who's not an administrator, and let's just put an imaginary person in here and upload another image. Let's let her have a generic logo. External contributor and save. Okay, so we've got a couple of writers now. So now what we will want to do is make that information appear on these articles. Okay, what I quite like to do myself is have the writer information a little bit at the side of the article. So the next thing I'll need to do is change the layout of my page so as to take the writer information into account. So I will need to go to Edit and then Edit Layout, and look here at these lines around the slots. I've got my metadata plugin here showing title and date, and I've got the WYSIWYG editor down here. Now let's say I want to put writer information over here on the right hand side. So in layout view, click edit layout with GridMaker, and you should get a view of GridMaker like this. And what I want to do is put these two in a grouping. So I'm going to insert a grouping like this. The names are important, so I'll change these to have the same names as those. So slot main 1 disappears. Slot main 1 goes here then. And now it pulls through the metadata plugin. And slot main 2 is here. Slot main 2 comes in here. Now let's add a new slot in the right hand column here. Make that a little bigger and call that slot meta and save. Okay, so save the layout and close it. So now my existing meta information has been squashed over a little bit to the left. The WYSIWYG is squashed down a little bit here, and I've got a space over here. So let's show empty slots. That reveals this slot. And in this one, I now want to put another plugin. This will again be metadata. So I'll need to make another metadata plugin. And this time it's going to show the writer info. I don't want the content items title or its release date. We've got those already. But I will want the writer's name and the writer's photo. Let's constrain that 150 by 150 and say their profile and save. Okay, so I've made my new metadata plugin, insert it, and then collapse this. I may need to refresh. And okay, so it's empty, of course, because this article doesn't yet have a writer. So now let's edit this article, so it's metadata, and put a writer in here. Select the writer. Let's say this one was Tony. It'll make a draft, it's version controlled, and here it is. Let's just publish that. Okay, and going back to the other news article, first news article, let's say this article was written by Celia. Save and publish that one. Okay, now we've got the article information here and then the writer information here. I can go a little further with that if I want to edit the styles. So edit this plugin again, and let's say I want to make it shaded. Notice there's a little helper for you here. If you add shaded BG as a class for this plugin, let's just put that there. And already the preview is bringing it up with a little background. Okay, that's looking a little bit more interesting. Okay, so now we've got writer information for the article. And then going forward for subsequent articles that are posted, it should get easier. So you shouldn't need to do any of this setup anymore. Just go new, news article. Here's a third news article. I'll skip the menu. And it defaults to me, but I can select a different writer if it's some other writer. And here's the summary. Here's the content. And save. And so here's now my third article. And as you can see, it's automatically got this writer's information in the right hand side, and it's ready for some proper content. I hope you found that useful. Thanks for watching.